What's going on, everybody? We're going to be trying to do these the Showdown shows every time we get a chance. I'm going to try and get Rody on some more with me, get cheats on some of them. The Sunday night ones are the only ones that are going to be kind of tough because we're still sweating early lineups. So we've got other stuff going on. So happy to be here with you guys on this Monday. It's it's an interesting little one, right? We got the weather concerns. And what does that mean for us, I guess, is going to be the real question. I'll get into what my stuff is real quickly. I'm going to say what's up to everybody in chat. What's up to Triple J? What's up to TJ Gaming? No, I did not win money yesterday. It was not a good first week for me, but no big deal. Move on. This is what I usually do is I start off playing a little bit smaller and then ramp my way up. I still played pretty big, but not like crazy, and lost a little bit. Nothing horrendous to answer that question. But just, it's one of those days. You got to get all the right pieces, and it's tough to do. You're going to have more losing days than winning days. The trick is to have the winning days make up for all the losing days, and then some. That's the key. Narrative hot take here. All right, let's hear from Triple J. Jets not going to let the Giants take the laughingstock title. It's the Jets. Going 5-1 Bills tax and going to watch the Jets memes. I'm into that idea, Triple J, a little bit. It's fun, if nothing else. What I've got going, I did post for you premium members. I did post all my early builds right now. I'm going to probably whittle down a little bit more after this show. I also need a Dodgers lineup for baseball because I don't know who's playing, and I've got the Dodgers stacked in most of my lineups. So going to have to figure that one out. Anyway, but the thing I'm doing today is basically I'm taking mine and Rody's sort of general ideas here, which we playing two running backs. Particularly Cook and Hall. I'm going to play both Cooks and Hall, I should say, Dalvin and James. And probably going to be more on mostly fading Aaron Rodgers. I will have Josh Allen probably in all of my lineups. Maybe there'll be one he's not in. He won't be a captain in any of my lineups. Neither will Aaron Rodgers, obviously. Neither who I do have. I have one set of Garrett Wilson, so he's going to be like 10% of my captains. I've got a couple sets of Gabe Davis, who's going to be another one of my captains. I think it's a really tough matchup for Diggs, although he won't have the coverage on him all the time. But it's a tough matchup, so I'm mostly fading Diggs. And I like I said, I don't have that much Garrett Wilson. I don't have that much of the receiving parts of this game that aren't tight ends. Knox is going to be one of my more owned plays. And I am less on the Hardy thing than everybody else is. So that's just to say where I'm at on that one. I'm going to play some of it. I've got them in a couple spots, but mostly I didn't need that value. As I am playing the Jets and Bills defense, one or the other in a good portion, and am using both as captains. I will have the Jets in my higher buy-in as captain to get even a little more off the board, and I will have the Bills as my in a lot of my other ones. So I like the defenses. I like the running games. I like the tight ends. I like Josh Allen, but not in the captain spot. That's what I'm doing. For those of you who are premium members, I suggest you check out Brandon Cruz's lineups. Brandon Cruz has done really, really well, and great guy. And he's posted, and I appreciate it that he's showing his exposures, which is what I will do once I'm done building as well. All right, let's see. Triple J is really going off the rails with it. Zach Wilson is in it. I love it. Get crazy with it. You're going for the old who was it who won all the money a couple of years ago when they had the crazy what's his name game? Why can't I think of the quarterback's name? He was on Falcons quarterback last year. Went to college at Oregon. Was the number 3 overall pick. I can't think of his name for some reason right now. Anyway. But yeah, he came off the bench for the Raiders in the second half and put through 4 touchdowns and ended up winning that one. So, hey, it's not totally impossible. I don't play the backup quarterback thing ever, but I understand. I am taking more of a stance. Most of my lineup builds construct more of like 4-2 Bills, or if I'm going to play more than 2 Jets, I want 2 of them to be Cook and Hall. I think they're both in a good enough spot. And they're going to have to rely on them with this weather. Rodgers, I just am curious to see how he can get the ball downfield in this matchup. And I'm going to side with the defenses, tight ends, and running backs when the weather's like this. Also, not to mention that you have 2 pretty good defenses, one really good defense with the Jets, and the Bills still a TBD for me. I'm not sure what I think of the Bills defense yet, but I think it should be at least above average. So I'm going to side with the defenses here. Let's see. Brandon Cruz is only doing Davis, Lazard, and Wilson as captains. Okay, that's still so. I like. I mean, like that's another thing you can do. I am playing more Davis. I'll be above the field on him, and I have him in one of my 222s as the captain. So I can definitely get behind that play. I didn't get to the Lazard. I actually think that Cobb is kind of interesting. There's a chance that in a PPR type of situation and the familiarity with Rodgers, maybe he gets 5 or 6 balls and ends up getting 60 yards, gets that 10 fantasy points for you. That might be good enough for some of the scores tonight. You're not going to see, I don't think, this outrageous scoring game. It's just hard for me to see it. I like the under in the game. I like the Bills to win, and I don't have an incredibly strong take on any of it except for the under. I do like the under. Hall, what are we talking about? You talking about Deontay Hardy? Hall? Oh, Brees Hall. I'm so sorry. Deontay Hardy, for those of you who don't know, used to be Deontay Harris, and that's why I'm getting a little confused here. So I thought when I saw the Hall, for some reason I thought it was Harris. I wasn't thinking. No, he's as of right now, I have him as officially in based on the. Let me just double check that I'm not before I say anything that I put my foot in my mouth. I think he's good to go. I never thought anything different. Yeah, he's active. Limited participants, so you give it maybe more of a boost to Cooks. But I like Brees Hall, and I think he's super talented. So I am going to play Dalvin Cook and Brees Hall together some. I'm going to play James Cook with them in some. Then Josh Allen, you guys can figure out Bills defense, Jets defense, Gabe Davis. That's sort of the way that my lineups are constructing. Dawson Knox. That's sort of what I'm doing today. So that's my stance. But yeah, Brees Hall's in. All right, fire in any other questions. I don't know what else I can do other than I can give you my I'll do it and I'll get a more accurate one for the paid members when I post mine like Brandon did, which we really appreciate, Brandon. But I am going to post that one a little later, but I'm going to take a look right now for what my exposures are, and I'll just read them to you at currently. And again, I would say subject to change, but I would more right would be guaranteed to change. Let's see. We just want the showdown, not all of them. All right. So I have the Bills defense in all of my lineups right now. Hey, I'm willing to take the spot, take a shot. I don't see them not having any sacks tonight. I don't see Aaron Rodgers used to be the guy who you never played defense against because he never turned the ball over. Well, he hasn't been that guy in a number of years, so I'm fine with that. Josh Allen is currently in all of my lineups. No captains for him. The Bills have less captains than the Jets for me, but the Jets I have in 62% of my lineups. Brees Hall is in 56% of my lineups. Dalvin Cook in 56% of my lineups. Stephon Diggs is in 22% of my lineups, although I'm probably going to even have less of that. Aaron Rodgers is in 31% of my lineups, but that's probably going to be more like 10 or 15%. James Cook in 25%. Gabe Davis in 25%, but he's captain in a number of those. So. And Dawson Knox, 25%, who's also captain in a number of those. So that's where I'm at right now. Let's see if there's any questions that came up. I really appreciate it, Brandon. That's awesome. It's great stuff to see. What's your James Cook versus Harris split? So let's see real quick. I just read all my exposures, so that should have told me the answer. But for some reason, I don't have that much Damian Harris, and I'm probably going to add a little bit. I'm also considering, and let me just see. Yeah, I'm probably going to add a little bit of Damian Harris. Probably a good idea. I do have enough of, right now I've been just solely on the Cook side of it, but I think throwing in a little bit of Harris, it wouldn't even shock me if Lat Murray got a couple snaps and maybe one of the goal line carries, so that's not the worst idea in the world. But I will have more James Cook than Harris, but I'm definitely going to make sure to get some Damian Harris now that you mentioned it, and appreciate that, Triple J. So any other questions or thoughts about this slate? It's not a whole lot to go through. There's not a whole lot of players to talk through. You have the Hardy as the cheap thing. I think you could make an argument for Sherfield or Shakir. Personally, I am not going to do all that because I don't really need the savings. You've got I like Cobb as my second favorite Jets receiver behind Wilson. And I like both tight ends a little bit, Conklin and Uzoma, and then Dawson Knox. Don't even mind if you want to get creative and play Dalton Kincaid a little bit. And I would consider any of those guys possible captains. I really think you're going to see a lot of managing the game type of stuff tonight. And I think both defenses are going to have a chance to score with the bad weather conditions, with Aaron Rodgers in a new place, maybe trying to force it a little bit. And with Josh Allen, who people forget this about him, but when you get pressure on Josh Allen, he will turn the ball over. He really will turn the ball over. So I kind of like these defenses the more and more I think about it, as you can tell by the fact that I've got 90% of my lineups basically have both, 70% have 60% have both defenses, and all of them actually have at least one of the defenses. And probably it's going to stay that way. Anyway, guys, anything else? I will be in the premium Discord all night. Good luck to you in baseball. Good luck to you in football. We're ready for the first True DFS or big cash tonight. Hopefully somebody's going to hit it, whether it's a chop or not. We still want to see screenshots, and we want it to go right in the winning section of the True DFS site, and we want to celebrate. So ready to get that first big football win out of the way. So it's up to you guys, and it's up to me to take care of that. So let's do it tonight. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Monday and enjoy Monday Night Football. Good luck, everybody.